Hi guys, today is May 4th, 2020. Futures point to a lower open as tensions between China and US are increasing. And over the weekend, Warren Buffett came out and talked on Berkshire shareholders meeting and struck a pretty conservative tone. And so people are a little bit pessimistic and futures are lower. So let's jump to SPY, ETF SPY. So SPY is going lower, obviously, and it's taking... It's approaching to 50-day moving average here, but in general, I think there's a lot of money on the sidelines right now, waiting to get into this market. So if this drops too much, maybe it's a good opportunity to start buying, even though there is a convergence of Magda here. Unknown at this point, so I would be careful, but I'm looking for pockets of opportunities. So let's start with airlines. Actually, let's start with, for example, Delta. Okay, so Warren Buffett talked on his shareholder meeting that he sold the entire stakes of the airlines. And by the way, I put out a video yesterday about what Warren Buffett said about airlines, oils, and banks, and my reaction to it. So check it out. So he talked about selling the entire stake of airlines, and airlines are having pretty much a Black Monday today, as major airlines are down 10%, 12% this morning pre-market. But I think that over 10%, I consider airlines to be interesting pickup, and 15. If it's down 15%, I consider it to be unreasonable, and I think it should be picked up. So shares of Delta, LUV, for example, UAL, JetBlue, all these airlines are down this morning, and there could be a good pickup if they're down too much. So I would be watching those stocks today, definitely. So let's continue with Berkshire. Actually, Berkshire reported, and that was the whole thing was all about, the Berkshire shareholder meeting. And they reported not so good numbers, actually, quarterly loss of 50 billion. And in general, Berkshire is moving along with the SPY or S&P 500 with overall market, but actually on his yesterday meeting, Buffett was asked why Berkshire shares underperform SPY, or S&P 500, and he said it's entirely possible that that Berkshire shares will underperform in the next 10 years S&P 500. So he didn't give a clear answer, but this year, year to date at least, Berkshire shares are underperforming. So I guess I would go with Buffett and basically buy SPY instead of Berkshire. So that's what he said. Okay, let's move on to INTC. Okay, so Intel had some news, and they said that they're buying Israeli startup MOVEit for $1 billion. It's like a mapping software, basically MOVEit, and it's an interesting pickup. And in general, I think Intel is a pretty good buy in the mid-50s to me. So Gilead had some moves, had some news. I'm sorry. Said it received the FDA approval for remdesivir, and it donated the entire vial of 1.5 million doses to the federal government. So for the federal government to consider how to use it. So in general, I think Gilead is not going to benefit that much from the remdesivir, except for the overall exposure that people will know this is Gilead. I think Gilead over $80 could be sold in general, but if it comes down to like mid-70s, low 70s, I think it's a pretty good buy in my opinion. In the same space, Inovio Pharmaceuticals is down this morning as overall market is down, but under $10 I would consider it interesting pickup. Moderna is actually was up this morning, but right now it's down. But I think it's a little bit too high for me to get into Moderna, especially considering like a technical setup as the Magda is crossing here. So I don't know. I'm not so sure about Moderna starting a new position. Let's put it this way. Okay, VIR Biotechnology. VIR Biotechnology is higher, and I have to verify why they're higher because I haven't seen many news, but I have to verify. But in general, VIR under $30 is a pretty good buy, and it was $27.89, so I thought it was pretty good pickup in my opinion. Okay, in the same space, AZN, AstraZeneca. They said that they teamed up with Oxford University to develop vaccine, and results are expected from human trials in June and July. And I think AstraZeneca is a pretty good pickup, but they're trading a little bit too high for me to get in. I mean, they're trading almost near to 52-week high, and I see the convergence of Magda here, so I would hold off on AstraZeneca, but in general, it's a pretty good company to watch. Okay, and in the same space, Sanofi. Sanofi is also developing a vaccine with a collaboration with Regeneron, and they are higher. And Regeneron is a bit too high to me to get in right now. Okay, but if it comes down closer to $500, it would be an interesting buy to me. Actually, ABBV reported earnings earlier, I think Friday, and they reported pretty good earnings, actually, beat on top and bottom, and maintained the full year forecast. And I think if ABBV goes like under $80, I would be interested to buy ABBV. Okay, so STZ, sorry. Constellation Brands, they said that they exercised warrants that raises company's stake in cannabis producer Canopy Growth, stock symbol CGC. Okay, so Canopy is higher this morning, and STZ is neutral. So STZ says that they see the long-term opportunity, so they're raising stakes in the company to 38%, and I don't know if I want to buy Canopy in general, because all these Canopy stocks are pretty dangerous in my opinion, but I like actually STZ in this equation. So, okay, Disney was downgraded this morning to neutral by Moffett-Nathanson from buy, citing challenges from COVID-19 environment. So Disney, I think, should be under $100 for me to buy it. I mean, over $100 is way too expensive for me to buy Disney. Okay, so Uber said that they're requiring all its drivers and passengers to wear masks, and I think Uber is a pretty good, interesting company to get in, but I would like to get it a little bit lower than like $27.50 where it's trading this morning. Okay, HTZ is the actually people that were asking me about this. HTZ and car. So Hertz and Avis Budget, so it's car rental companies, and HTZ said that they're considering filing for bankruptcy because they need to enter into forbearance with the lenders, and if they don't, they will have to file for bankruptcy. In general, those car rental companies you don't want to be in, considering that they may file for bankruptcy anytime, and this stock would be like demolished. So I would stay away. Okay, COP, ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips was added by Goldman to its conviction buy list, and Goldman sees the energy industry fundamentals bottoming. I mean, I don't see it, and Buffett didn't see it yesterday, so I would stay away from energy producers at this point. Okay, the next company is APDN. So APDN is jumping this morning a lot. Okay, Applied Data Sciences, because they reported that their collaboration with Takis Biotech produced positive results in COVID-19 tests on animals. And I don't know, it's big news, obviously, but the stock is jumping a lot, and it could be a good swing trade, but if it comes down a little bit, and I would let it come down to at least like $9 area before I try to buy it, because it's way too high. Okay, WFC, Wells Fargo was downgraded this morning by UBS to sell from neutral. I actually disagree with that call, and Buffett would tell you the same thing, because he's a big shareholder in Wells Fargo. And I think banks are in pretty good shape, in my opinion. So I would be a buyer on these news that if it comes down too much. NVIDIA. NVIDIA was raised to $355 from $330 by Susquehanna, and I like NVIDIA, and I like all the chip stocks like AMD. Actually came down a lot, and I would let it come down a little bit more, but in general I would be watching AMD to buy it. And WDC came out with earnings a couple of days ago, and it was hammered actually, but I think it's a pretty good opportunity to get in. MU, for example, and it's also very interested in MU in this environment. Okay, so MTZ, Mastech. So Mastech is an engineering construction company, and B. Riley FBR maintains buy price target 46. I think it's a pretty interesting buy because it's trading very low to me. It was trading at the high at $73. And I think $46 is very reasonable for this company, because if President Trump gets approval from the House for his infrastructure bill, these companies like MTZ will be bought first. So it's a very interesting company to be watching right now. Okay, PRA Health Sciences. It's a medical contract research organization, and Baird maintained outperformed with a price target of 101, and they provided pretty good earnings earlier last week, and I think it's an interesting opportunity to get in if it comes down a little bit. Okay, so another one is Big Lots. So Big Lots is the big discount retailer, and they were upgraded to outperform from market perform by Telsey Advisory Group, and they're saying they're in good financial position. So Big Lots, I'm very interested in Big Lots actually. So closer to like under $24 or closer to $24, I think it's a pretty good buy. And the last one I'll give you is ITT. Okay, ITT is the manufacturing company. It maintained as outperformed by Baird with the price target of $60, and I think it's an interesting company also to get in right now. Okay, that's it guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.